What have we learned? We learned that a surprise pop-up performance does actually, in fact, mean that Taylor Swift is about to announce an album. We've learned that when Taylor is this pointed in a photo and it seems strange, it means something. We've learned that when Taylor wants to be seen, she will be sure of it. We've learned that when Taylor creates music that she wants to put out, she will put it out no matter how long ago she released a double album. We've learned that Taylor can and will Easter egg years and albums in advance. Like this still from the Anti-Hero music video, Taylor in white for Torture Poets Department and Taylor in green and orange for The Life of a Showgirl. We've learned that Taylor Nation does in fact Easter egg. We've learned that the final track on the standard edition will still tie into the next album. Clara Bow was a showgirl. The final line in this song is promised to be dazzling. Like stars. We've learned that when Taylor includes stars on every single piece of her holiday merch collection, that's an Easter egg. We learned that repeating this combination first and foremost was an Easter egg for the next album. The very first double color combo, the stars on her nails and the bodysuits, and we've learned that Taylor has in fact been Easter egging this album for over a year. All the comments I'm replying to today will link to some of my old TikTok theories with TS12 Easter eggs, so be sure to check them out because truly I've been here since last year. This is so exciting. Okay.
Wow! If I had a nickel for every time—
Hey, so remember on the Eras Tour how that orange door came on screen during Karma? And how it basically just sat there and nobody walked through it or anything? Until the very last show in Vancouver when Taylor and her dancers exited out that door on 12/8. And then do you remember Taylor's first ever triple mashup of Getaway Car, August, and The Other Side of the Door? The other side of the door, get in the car, it's August. 12/8, today is 8/12. The other side of the door. Why a triple mashup? I don't care. I don't want to speculate. I'm having a hard enough time wrapping my head around the fact that TS12 exists and could even be a double album, let alone a triple. There's a lot of things that happened on the Eras Tour that were easily attributed to Reputation or Karma or even Debut. Like the fact that there was one Eras Tour show that included orange confetti on 11/11, which could suggest that TS12 is also a double album. I don't know, that's what I'm saying. There's so many things on the Eras Tour she did that were attributed to other things that we now need to look back in hindsight, and I'm just so excited for all of us to figure it out. As always, please follow along for more and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Hey, so if TS12 can do one thing, I'm really hoping it can unite all of us to finally dispel the myth that Taylor Nation does not Easter egg, and that the only valuable Easter eggs come from Taylor herself, because I think we can all agree that Taylor Nation spent quite some time celebrating these random anniversaries on Twitter, right? I mean, we got the anniversary of her being a doctor, the anniversary of I Can Do It With a Broken Heart on the Eras Tour. This makes sense, doesn't it? Or the anniversary of Fearless, a million little stars with 2 star emojis. That makes sense. Other random anniversaries, all the way back to Liverpool. But the thing that no one was stopping to think about is how long's an anniversary? 12 months. Every time Taylor Nation tweeted about an anniversary, they were giving us an Easter egg that TS12 was incoming. And they did that by celebrating the anniversary of I Can Do It With a Broken Heart on stage. They did it using stars. They hid things like brand new within this tweet. And started this whole thing with Liverpool, where Taylor pointed at the stars. Is everything Taylor Nation does an Easter egg? Of course not. They're here for hype and fan engagement. We can all agree. But we have to, at least at this point, admit that they have been Easter egging for TS12. And finally, people who recognize they're in the room with Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor Swift's intro on New Heights is just as electric as we thought it would be.
Our guest today is a singer, songwriter, and producer.
I don't know if there's a city in the world more proud of Taylor Swift than Kansas City. Union Station in downtown Kansas City has been lit up orange after Taylor announced TS12. They have since also included and created a display inside Union Station that will be there until Sunday. This is completely free. You just go inside Union Station and you can take photos with this display. The entire hall is also lit up. Those lights on the back wall say KC loves Taylor Swift. It's so cute. They have also been blasting all of Taylor's discography both in and outside of Union Station this week. They will normally play a lot of her music in there anyways, but it seems to be turned up to a 12. Union Station are real ones. They also lit up Union Station purple when Taylor visited Kansas City for the Eras Tour. Before her and Travis were a thing, they were just happy to have her in Kansas City. They also included a photo backdrop inside Union Station for the Eras Tour as well. The display will be up until about Sunday. You can get updates from Union Station directly on all of their socials online. I love Kansas City. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Orange glitter billboards have started popping up in Kansas City today. This billboard makes me immediately think of the promotion Sabrina Carpenter did for Man. Taylor Swift's website just updated with a countdown to the New Heights episode tonight and the orange door, confirming the fan theory that the door on the Eras Tour stage during Karma was meant to represent TS12. The door also has bursts of confetti and glitter around it, which also happens on TikTok if you comment TS12. The door was something that always baffled us, but when Taylor sang a mashup of Getaway Car, August, and The Other Side of the Door, it kind of took new meaning. Because Taylor never used the backstage door until her final night on the Eras Tour in Vancouver on 12/8. And TS12 was announced on 8/12, the other side of the door. We already assume that the merch site will update with the proper branding once two locks have now appeared on Taylor's website with the door. Taylor's website currently has the car, and like clockwork, our next lock has populated. This might be the most exciting album announcement. Well, happy birthday to us. There was 2 hours worth of podcast content. Here's the condensed version. TS12, The Life of a Showgirl, will release on Friday, October 3rd. It includes 12 songs, which Taylor said is all the music we will be getting because this is a perfect pop album. She completed this album while she was on the Eras Tour, and it is supposed to be about the experience behind the scenes. Of the 12 tracks, there is one feature with Sabrina Carpenter on track 12. 4 locks represented the 4 different variants that are now available on Taylor's website. I recently heard someone say Taylor Swift is not hot, and just looking at these photos, I would personally beg to differ. Because the photo shoot for Life of a Showgirl might be Taylor Swift's sexiest ever. And there's tons of references not just to Taylor, but to the Eras Tour. But not to her personal life, because both Taylor and Travis made it super clear this interview she will never Easter egg her personal life. The masters were purchased after the Eras Tour and after the Super Bowl. And Taylor was with Travis when she got the news that she would be able to purchase them. She is very clear that TS12 is an upbeat album full of bangers without compromising the Taylor Swift lyricism we all know and love. This is going to be the podcast that keeps on giving. I was bawling through about half of it. Trying to focus now on being excited for TS12 and October 3rd. Let me know your Easter egg findings in the comments, please, and just how excited you are for this album. Well, 1 year ago today, Taylor Swift went out in London wearing this green and orange plaid dress. Do you know what National Plaid Day is? October 3rd, the very same day that Taylor Swift is releasing The Life of a Showgirl. She has since continued to wear lines in plaid patterns so obviously and so consistently that I have created about 13 collages in my phone. Sometimes an outfit is just an outfit, but when you see the Easter eggs consistently, it usually means something, and the plaid meant something. It meant that Taylor Swift was going to release her 12th studio album on Plaid Day, October 3rd. 1 year ago today, Taylor literally stepped into a brand new era. And today she announced that that album would release on Plaid Day. Remember when this happened last night in New Heights?
I was in an 80s John Hughes movie, and he was just like standing outside of my window with a boombox just being like, I want to date you.
She's talking about Say Anything, a movie that was released, oddly enough, in 1989. But it's not by John Hughes. I think Taylor was going more for the Okay, so the Grammys this year was Sabrina and Taylor's personal Easter egg, right? Sabrina Carpenter performed at the Grammys, giving the performance of a showgirl. And the one person in the crowd standing and dancing the entire time was Taylor Swift. These two knew what they were doing. Because rumors of a Tabrina collab started a long time ago, back when Sabrina opened for Taylor on the Eras Tour. And while opening for Taylor, Sabrina came on stage to sing the surprise songs with her twice. The first in Singapore, the second time in New Orleans. Taylor let us know this performance was special in 2 ways. First off, Sabrina's wearing white, representative of the Torture Poets department, while Taylor is in orange for TS12. Which brings us to the second Easter egg. Taylor actually resurrected this dress just for this performance. She wore orange exactly 13 times. She was practically begging us to pay attention to this. And then on the very same day that Sabrina announced Man's Best Friend, Taylor had a merch drop for the summer collection. Fans immediately clocked that their fonts looked basically the same. So yes, New Orleans, we were an Easter egg. Wear it loud, wear it proud, and I cannot wait to hear Life of a Showgirl with Sabrina Carpenter. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Okay, there's still 1 lock left we haven't unlocked. Taylor Nation tweeted tonight this photo along with a tweet that said, "We can't find the key, we lost it in Vancouver." Vancouver, of course, being the final stop on the Eras tour, but the stop that was also filmed all 3 nights. The Karma door and locks were answered yesterday when we were given 4 variants that matched each one of those locks. Each of our 4 variants unlocked one of the locks. So could an Eras Tour documentary unlock this one? They confirmed a theory that we had about the second page of this letter. And they tweeted out sometimes pages stick together because when you click on the eyes in this, the eyes turn to stars and the track list is revealed. We are iPad kids for real. You know that Showgirl is already super linked to the Eras Tour because the music was written from behind the curtain of a Showgirl. But truly, if a documentary or some sort of behind the scenes video does not come to fruition at some point, mentioning Vancouver today was just rude. This is the album promo of all album promos, so I'm sure that we're going to be complete chaos from now until October 3rd. But please, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What if it's 12 music videos? Like, what if this is a visual album? We know they filmed in Vancouver. We saw it. On New Heights, Jason made sure to call her a director, which she is. She should be called one, but it was the way he said it.
Guest today is a singer, songwriter, and producer and director.
And right now, Apple Music is showing 13 items, 12 songs, and this 12-second video that doesn't show anything. Given how clear Taylor was about the Eras Tour inspiring this album, I think it's possible our documentary could actually be split between 12 different music videos that correlate to the subject of their songs. For the title track, we see footage of Taylor and Sabrina behind the scenes when she opened, or practicing together for their New Orleans mashup. Songs about friends or family could feature those people. Songs about falling in love could actually show footage of that happening on tour. Taylor is the showgirl, so if it's a documentary, maybe we'll actually see that footage in music video form instead as a visual album. There's no city like Kansas City, especially when okay, I'll say it. I don't subscribe to any theory that banks on Taylor Swift being a liar. When Taylor Swift told us on New Heights there were no more songs coming, I believe her. But there's a Pinocchio behind her, so a lot of fans say she's lying about it. Now, this album is called The Life of a Showgirl. Pinocchio was a puppet, a wooden puppet that came to life when his maker wished on a falling star, and a wooden puppet that did not come to life and become real until he learned love and compassion. I do believe that Life of a Showgirl will be a multi-part media project, but I believe her when she says there's no more songs, especially because an extensive track list has been Taylor Swift's biggest criticism. You can tell me all day long that she doesn't care about awards or Grammys, but setting this album at exactly 12 songs is a play for those Grammys, because that's something those award shows value. I think anytime we enter a conversation about Taylor Swift Easter egging under the assumption that she's lying about anything, it sets a pretty dangerous precedent and can get really icky really quick. So maybe we should dig a little bit deeper on what the story of Pinocchio actually means. Okay, I think the fate of Ophelia is about Taylor getting her masters back. This is Ophelia from Hamlet, and this is Taylor Swift the night before she announced she bought back her masters. Those flowers are basically the same. Ophelia's from Hamlet. She's a character that's not really taken seriously. She's written off a lot because she's young and a woman. Sound familiar? The fate of Ophelia is that she eventually drowns. Ophelia's death has tons of interpretations. One of my favorites is that it reduces someone to strictly their gender. It highlights how dangerous it is to underestimate an impactful woman, especially when others write her off or deem her insignificant, which is something Taylor has battled her entire career. People reduce her to her age, to her femininity, to the fact that she loves glitter and sparkle. They also refused to take her seriously when she said she would re-record. Underestimating Ophelia was their downfall this time because Ophelia won. This was the last night Taylor Swift had to play nice publicly and keep the peace. The very next day, she was born again as a woman who owned all of her work. She has reimagined the fate of Ophelia. But please let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think this track could be about? And do you think Taylor Swift was at least egging that? I think 47 definitely means something, and I just found another one. Taylor mentioned 47 twice in her New Heights interview.
For like 47 seconds.
47,000.
But Taylor Nation mentioned 47 the same night Taylor Swift wore orange and brought Sabrina Carpenter on stage. A fan tweeted them that day and said, like if you think Taylor Nation will be in Zoomy mode. And Taylor Nation replied to them when they had exactly 47 likes. Once again, they did this the very same night that Taylor brought Sabrina Carpenter on stage and resurrected the orange orange dress for the 13th time to egg this performance in a collab with Sabrina. So what could the 47 mean? I think this could be a lyric reference to 1947 Showgirls. Because yeah, Showgirls became a thing way before 1947. But that's sort of the outfits and the era I think Taylor's getting inspiration from. Since the night that was tweeted was the night she was performing with Sabrina, it's clear to me that a lyric about a 1947 Showgirl would be on that song. The same one she collabed with Sabrina on, the same one that's our title track for TS12, the same one she was Easter egging this very night in New Orleans. I know the pushback here is going to be that people think the 47 is for the Super Bowl, and I just disagree, but let me know your thoughts in the comments. Taylor's been telling us for a long time what the emoji for TS12 would be. Back at the US Open last summer, she was wearing this red gingham dress, and the necklace she was wearing is the burning heart. She wore that same necklace again when she went out the night before announcing she bought her master's, while also wearing this dress, which could be a reference to the fate of Ophelia. She's been really into heart jewelry this last year, but especially at this Chiefs game. Her earrings were red heart earrings. And she added a burning heart earring to her jewelry repertoire on the Eras Tour stage. Of course, the bright red dress at the Grammys, her earrings having 12 stones, clothing, jewelry, and nails are some of the confirmed ways we know Taylor Swift Easter eggs. And the fact that the Chiefs are red and she's using the burning red heart emoji instead of orange makes me feel even more that we will hear songs with Travis Kelce as the muse, and potentially even referencing specific moments like Taylor on the field at the AFC game and at the Super Bowl, which personally is why I believe the Lombardi Trophy is back there, because I feel like most of these are lyric references, and I think it would be so cute to hear about that experience in a song. This is truly some of my favorite stuff. Let me know in the comments if you found other Easter eggs for the burning heart emoji. So basically the entirety of the Cardiff show was one gigantic Easter egg for TS12. And we knew it because Taylor Swift kept giving us photos of the cleaning cart with a picture of Cardiff Bay. Cardiff was show 103 and The Life of a Showgirl comes out October 3rd. This is also the first show Taylor wore this color combination for 1989. Green and orange for The Life of a Showgirl. Have we talked about what the flag of Wales looks like? She wore the orange surprise song dress and she sang The Lakes, containing lyrics about where the poets go to die, suggesting the Torture Poets Department era was over. She made sure that she wore a lot going on at the moment for the red t-shirt as well. And as for the cleaning cart photos, we actually saw 2 of those. We saw one in the Eras Tour book, and the second one Taylor actually posted herself on her Vancouver recap. She put it on slide number 8, hinting at the announcement coming in August. These are those things we'd only know in hindsight, but we knew something was important about Cardiff at the time, and now it's all making sense. So it's good to know that when we saw this photo, our instincts were right. But please let me know your thoughts in the comments. What Easter eggs in Cardiff did I miss? So we've got another countdown on Taylor's website this morning. Hey, so guess which outfit Taylor wore for the first time 13 months ago today? 13 months ago from the day she launched an all-purple countdown on her website. She wore the purple on purple 1989 for the first time in Gelsenkirchen, Germany. Yeah, Gelsenkirchen. They mentioned it on the podcast, I think.
I remember being in Gelsenkirchen, Germany.
I think it's safe to say that perhaps these did mean something and Taylor is planning this on a larger scale, because mentioning Gelsenkirchen in that New Heights interview was a very specific choice. Gelsenkirchen is a show that in my recap I said was basically a color rush of purple. She also wore the purple stripy dress, and for a surprise song she sang Speak Now, so the entire arena lit up purple. She wore the purple anti-hero dress as well. This was also the same night where there were multiple green glitches on the large screens here, which of course could have just been the stadium or a coincidence, but kind of taking it all in context seems interesting, right? Now, I don't think the dates she wore every double combination mean anything, because she had worn the double teal and the double yellow prior to the purple. But I do not think it's a coincidence that exactly 13 months from debuting this outfit, she's now debuting what potentially could be a purple vinyl. Never tell me she doesn't plan years in advance, and never tell me again that her outfits on tour did not mean anything. But please, as always, let me know your thoughts. Hey, the countdown on Taylor's website ended, and it did include 2 very limited vinyl variants on Taylor's website. Variants are available for the next 2 days, and they're calling this the Shiny Bug Collection. We're getting more spicy pics of Taylor and this green marbled vinyl, And the purple one is the same. Just does anyone else think Shiny Bug is a lyric about the Eras Tour? Because literally, she looked like a tiny bug on stage. This is also something they talked about in the podcast when Travis was talking about going on stage in London.
Were you
Felt like
nervous?
an ant.
Just given how often they brought up the Eras Tour in that New Heights interview and how Taylor has said this album is based off the Eras Tour, I think it's possible. Especially when we can consider the fact that Taylor was Easter egging this album during the Eras Tour, offering 2 vinyl variants titled the Shiny Bug Collection, along with a special edition Shiny Bug poem. It's giving prologue, it's giving lyrics. Considering just how many Easter eggs we've already uncovered just in the New Heights episode alone, I feel like the references from Travis of an ant and Taylor talking about a cricket are absolutely to Easter egg Shiny Bug. It literally could mean a million other things. We're just guessing and we won't know until this album releases. But I feel like most of these Easter eggs and the references behind them are going to be references to lyrics on this album. Just like the Torture Poets Department pop-up library, just like the Folklore Capital One commercial, and so on and so forth. But please, as always, let me know your thoughts in the comments.
We're gonna find out why these 2 outfits were missing.
Okay, yes, I have a theory about this, but watch Jonathan's video and come back and tell me if you agree. I think the green on green was meant for Vienna. The original Vienna show on 8/9, the double orange 1989 combination is one of the first Easter eggs she gave us for TS12, which is orange and green. And the reason she's doing all of this during the 1989 set and on 8/9 is because Showgirl will have 1989 sounds and is produced by Max Martin. And hey, I'm here to warn you early, we're probably gonna get another countdown. I don't know, guys, maybe Taylor is playing the Super Bowl halftime. Yahoo just posted this article that says they spoke with an insider and that Taylor is in discussions to be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show. This all started, of course, because there was a huge Lombardi trophy in between Taylor and Travis on New Heights. Number 47 was mentioned twice in this episode. Show number 47 on the Eras Tour was San Francisco in Levi Stadium. The next Super Bowl is going to be held in Levi Stadium. She also said 60% of the time she thinks about sourdough. This year will be Super Bowl 60. Also, apparently the Niners mascot is named Sourdough Sam. I don't know. Honestly, the most convincing thing to me is that at this point, Taylor finally owns her work. So there's no one to profit off of Taylor's music if she performs the halftime show except herself. And we can't forget that during Taylor's intro, she said male sports fans want to see more of her on their screens. And where better for those fans to see Taylor on their screens than the Super Bowl halftime show? Listen, I don't know, there's tons of pros and cons, but I gotta say, Yahoo having a claim from an insider does seem to give it a little bit more weight. And I think it's strange the NFL has not shot down this rumor yet, so let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't know, I think we have another countdown incoming. Okay, Swifties, we are live. Oh my gosh, you guys, the countdown's my baby. That's show business, and this collection is good. Brand new variants for the Life of a Showgirl dropped after the countdown today. We've got one blue glittery one and then another orange and yellow one. And this cover is so good because I think I spy our Eras Tour dancers. This is beautiful. These variants also include 12 tracks and a unique Baby That's Show Business poem, along with 4 photos of Taylor on the other side. The variants are called the Lovely Bouquet Golden Vinyl and the Lakeside Beach Blue Sparkle Vinyl, which I'm assuming are going to be lyrics somewhere. The blue one is absolutely my favorite because of the glitter details inside the vinyl. I very much love the bouquet version because this looks a little similar as well. And once again, this is a first and only pressing. These will not be repressed to sell again. We're not going to pretend that this is just a coincidence, right? Because Taylor Swift is not the only one using Pinocchio. Sabrina Carpenter is too. Behind Taylor and Travis on New Heights was a Pinocchio figurine, and in this photo that Sabrina Carpenter posted, you can also see a Pinocchio in the top right-hand corner. And with Sabrina Carpenter being featured on the title track, The Life of a Showgirl, I think this is a clear connection for what that song could be about. But we first have to understand Pinocchio. He's a young marionette puppet who is caged and forced to perform for this man's money. He does not have agency, he does not have a voice, and he does not get to make any decisions on his own behalf. Which reminds me of many aspects of Taylor Swift and Sabrina Carpenter's careers. Aside from facing similar struggles as female pop stars in the pop industry, Taylor also had her masters stolen. Sabrina's dealt with similar issues like being misunderstood, being labeled, being typecast. This is, no question, hands down Taylor Swift's best album cover ever, and I'm ready to talk about it and defend it with my life. And I'm going to deliberately hide her body here because of TikTok's community guidelines, but we can talk about the rest of it. I audibly gasped when I saw this cover, and it wasn't like, wake up, we've got another countdown. Oh, this variant will be pink and gold. The countdown countdown is finally up. Sabrina Carpenter posted at the exact same time that this countdown dropped. Red and Champagne. Taylor has given us the Tiny Bubbles in Champagne collection, and these vinyls are gorgeous. At the end of our 3-hour countdown today, we got 2 vinyls. The Red Lipstick and Lace vinyl, and the Under Bright Lights Pearlescent one. These 2 vinyls also feature yet another alt cover of Taylor's, which is covered in stars, both in the red lipstick color and that gold champagne color. Guess we know for sure that star does not stand for self-titled and reputation. I'm sorry, I had to. These are once again a limited run first and only pressing of these vinyls. So if you're able to snag them, consider yourself lucky. Once again, same 12 tracks on this vinyl variant as every single other one. So if you don't collect, do not buy this vinyl. It will also feature another poem from Taylor, which again will be digitized the second these vinyls are in our slimy little fingers. So don't buy this unless you're a collector. I think that Taylor has many more things up her sleeve this week, especially because she and Sabrina Carpenter are aligning their branding. And Sabrina has an album dropping on Friday with a brand new music video as well. So we'll see in the meantime if there's more to come from Taylor, but until then, I do expect to see her fairly active on social media at the end of the week when Man's Best Friend finally drops. Let me know your thoughts on these vinyls, and as always, let's celebrate. I wish I could explain to everyone why I'm so happy to see the stars on the cover of The Life of a Showgirl, because we knew it. We knew there was a theme, and then still people were telling us we were crazy. And then when the stars became even more in your face and even more undeniable, then people began telling me things like star stood for self-titled and reputation. That video Taylor posted before Miami walking towards the 12, stars on her back pocket. She wore them on her nails. She launched a brand new Midnight's bodysuit. Taylor Nation posted them. She put them in her Eras Tour recaps. And does anyone else remember the merch drop last December? Every single era had one piece in its collection highlighting stars. Remember the Fearless cardigan drop with all of those stars? In fact, the next time someone tries to tell you that Taylor Nation does an Easter egg, just refer them to this tweet on January 2nd, where they straight up tweeted out a star emoji. Promise to be dazzling this year. I can go on and on for days, but this is extremely validating today. And I also want to say Tiny Bubbles in Champagne. Grammys Taylor, anyone? All I see when I look at this picture is that Chiefs game that Taylor went to with stars on her face. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. There is new confetti on TikTok, and what the heck is happening? Because now we are not done with the Showgirl rollout, and I think we're going to see a countdown either tomorrow or Tuesday. I think we can expect to see. Does Taylor Swift not know that I want to spend my money? It has been. Yeah, Taylor Nation knew all about The Life of a Showgirl last summer because they tweeted about it. Today, Taylor Nation announced that when you purchase Life of a Showgirl on iTunes, you get a free video from Taylor. It's called A Look Behind the Curtain. And last summer, they tweeted Behind the Curtain of Female Rage the Musical. It was the exact same day that Taylor premiered the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart music video for the first time, showing us behind the curtain. So I do very much believe that while this video will be an explanation of some of Taylor's influences and muses on this album, I also think it will be either a trailer or an intro to a visual portion of this album, which in my opinion is the visual piece we've been missing from Tour, the film that they shot in Vancouver. Remember when they said we left the key in Vancouver? Whatever this video is, I just know is the key to our 1 a.m. surprise after the release of The Life of a Showgirl. And I think it will contain footage from whatever Taylor and her team filmed in Vancouver. But as always, please let me know your thoughts and theories in the comments. Yeah, we've got a countdown incoming for Taylor Swift. This just launched on Taylor. Less than 2 hours into this wake up, we've got movement on Taylor. The countdown ended and we got a Spotify clip. Like a 3-second long video of Taylor posing. She's gorgeous, obviously. We've got a new TikTok challenge to complete. Swifties, we finally have merch for The Life of a Showgirl dropped today for Spotify fans first. It is just a crew neck. Wake up, y'all, we got another new. Taylor Swift is set to appear on her very first television interview since 2022. Taylor will be on Graham Norton's show on October 3rd to promote The Life of a Showgirl. This news broke today via a Yahoo article and was confirmed when you look up the Graham Norton show by episode. Graham and Taylor have incredible chemistry and all of their interviews are so good. The Graham Norton show is where we got this vocal stim.
I'd be doing an interview for something else albums later and they'd be like, where's the 10-minute version?
Graham Norton also gave us this incredible interview after the 1989 Secret Sessions.
So she said she would be playing her album for us. Let me tell you, the noise that came out of my mouth was not human. I legit almost told Mama Swift to call me an ambulance because I wasn't going to make it.
I love them so much because they always talk about dying.
Yeah, I died.
They're like, rest in peace me, R.I.P. me, I died dead.
Taylor consistently seems more relaxed in these interviews, more like herself, and she's honestly hilarious. As always, let me know your thoughts, especially how excited you are to see Taylor finally do a television interview again. Taylor, we officially have a cardigan for the life of a showgirl. This cardigan dropped today. They used So It Goes because it's a countdown. When Taylor Nation released this clip today, it was set to a karaoke instrumental version of So It Goes, which has, of course, gotten Swifties spiraling. I've heard theories that the Reputation vault will be coming soon, that the entirety of Reputation Taylor's version will actually be released, and in my opinion, the most likely one, that TS12 will sound similar to the Reputation album, most specifically So It Goes. But I fear everyone is forgetting the one instrumental lyric in So It Goes where she's counting. She mentions it 3 times. Who's counting? This came at the end of a countdown. We're counting. And since we've gotten a countdown for basically everything during this album rollout, I think that So It Goes is just telling us to continue expecting them. Especially because there's nothing more life of a showgirl than a countdown right before the stage is set, right? So do I think Reputation Taylor's version is coming? No. I don't even think we're gonna get So It Goes Taylor's version, but I hope I'm wrong. I honestly think it was just kind of a cute way to like poke fun at us a bit at the end of what is yet another countdown. But hey, as always, let me know your thoughts and theories too, unless you're here to complain, because I've already heard enough complaining today. We are absolutely getting a music video or visual element for the life. Is there a film coming for the life of a showgirl? Things have sort of exploded overnight. Let's talk about everything happening. The rumors that Taylor Swift has a documentary or another film we'll see soon have been going on for a very long time. Last night, The Hollywood Reporter posted an article that said even more. It basically confirmed all of those theories we've had about a documentary or a film. This article is vague. It does not say doc, it does not say film, it doesn't say anything but movie theater event, which people have ran with. Someone created this screenshot and posted it on Letterboxd today, and so did the Movie Database. The thing is, Letterboxd and Movie Database are not sources, they're communities. It's like Discord, but just to talk strictly about movies. So Hollywood Reporter is the only source I'm trusting right now, but that's enough for me, because we have been theorizing that there would be a visual proponent to this album for months. And that's mostly because Taylor herself has been leaving Easter eggs for that, including the Direct Tay video this week, and I just continue to be bugged by this tweet from Taylor Nation about leaving the key to this lock in Vancouver. So this is my realistic explanation about what's happening. Will there be an in-theater event for Taylor? Sounds like it. But it's probably not going to be announced today, and we don't know what kind of event it is. As always, follow along for all the updates. You know I'll keep you posted, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. What could this be? This is not a drill. Run to AMC right now. We're getting a listening party, a music video, and behind-the-scenes footage for the life of a showgirl. Taylor has tweeted to confirm all of those things are included and that tickets are now on sale. The music video will be for The Fate of Ophelia, which is likely our first single as well. This is the cover for the listening party, along with the description of what will actually be included in the theater. And even though it's not our doc, I do like the feature that Taylor is adding cut-by-cut explanations and behind-the-scene footage for us to enjoy, along with listening to the entire album together and watching the music video for The Fate of Ophelia. As far as I know right now, this is US only, and the listening parties are only on October 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It also looks like AMC will be putting the lyric videos on screen during the listening party. Taylor has included to wear your Eras Tour outfit, so I know a lot of this album was recorded and inspired by the Eras Tour, but that brings me suspicions as well. All I know is I got these tickets so fast. Let me know if you're going, and let me know what you think will be in the music video for The Fate of Ophelia. Do you know that all the premieres for Life of a Showgirl will start at the exact same time? So I think we're all gonna get to watch this music video premiere together. The very first screening for the premiere of The Life of a Showgirl is at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Mountain, and noon Pacific Time. I think the music video is gonna drop to streaming at the exact same time. Our tickets all say there will be no trailers, so people in the theaters and people at home watching online can watch the music video together for the very first time, spoiler free. And I think that's why we don't have details on international events quite yet, because the timing there doesn't quite sync up. But that way fans at home can stream the music video live with fans in theaters. I'm literally envisioning a countdown to showtime that is in theaters and online synced up. And the second the curtain draws and we see the screen, people at home will also be able to watch the music video. Now, if that's what's happening, I'm sure Taylor will announce that in some fashion prior to the premiere. But this is me saying don't lose hope just because you're not able to make it to theaters. You still could be a huge part of this music video premiere. And as always, let me know your thoughts and let me know if you got tickets yet. Is Taylor Swift telling us that The Life of a Showgirl is a visual album? Please listen to The Life of a Showgirl when it releases at midnight, and do not wait for your movie theater event. A lot of people have been asking me if they should wait or listen right away. That means some people are talking about waiting days before they hear this album for the very first time at the movie theater event. And I have to say, please do not wait for your movie theater film event to listen to the album for the very first time if you can help it. Reason number one, oh my gosh, we need all of your streams immediately. Please do not wait. We have to send this album number one. It's our wedding gift to Taylor and Travis. And waiting to stream the album will negatively affect the overall amount of streams Taylor gets. And second, I want to remind you that Taylor has encouraged dancing, singing, and dressing up to this event. If you are someone who wants to listen intently to every single lyric, this may not be the event for you to hear the album for the very first time. I'm expecting people to be screaming, to be dancing, to be recording. I'm not expecting the theater to be a sit-down environment or a quiet one to hear lyrics the first time, you know? I'm also going to be really honest. Unless you're avoiding the internet until your movie theater time, it is going to be impossible to avoid spoilers, and we can't really expect people not to post them. I'm planning on posting my reactions to the album in real time, and I know plenty of other people who will be doing the same, so don't miss out on having fun right when the album drops. And help this album chart number one by streaming as much, as often, as early as possible. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and what are your plans for listening to the album? Are we gonna get signed CDs this week? Signed CDs and vinyls are the one thing I continuously hear people talking about. And I think this week could finally be the week that Taylor drops these. So here's what you need to know. Yes, they will drop on the website, and yes, there will be alerts for these. The cost, Taylor has now uploaded the Spotify Taylor Easter egg to The Life of a Showgirl all throughout that Eras Tour book. So here's some eggs you probably missed. On page 12 of the Eras Tour book, Taylor Swift is entering wearing the orange bodysuit. She's describing the Tortured Poets department on these pages, but it's this paragraph where Taylor says she wanted to create the illusion of being in a showgirl's dressing room, using Showgirl, and then once again drawing us to the I Can Do It with a Broken Heart set. This picture dropped before tour, and it contained the white microphone, so we know the microphones are important. But we never knew the specific names of them until the Eras Tour book came out. All of them seem pretty aptly named, except for one, Wood. It's a copper mic, it kind of looks like wood, but considering Wood is track 9 on The Life of a Showgirl, this was also surely intentional. Speaking of costumes, does anyone remember the random mint green Lover guitar? We never saw that guitar on stage, but mint and orange are the colors of The Life of a Showgirl. She wrote behind the scenes in glittery orange, and we are getting a movie theater event with behind the scenes clips. None of that is including the See You Next era that Taylor left at the very beginning of the book, or just straight up the color and how TS12 it looks. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I especially want to know your favorite Showgirl Easter eggs, because I think mine might be this one. The glitter on TikTok is back, which means we could get another count. We did not get a countdown, but we did get a new vinyl variant. Taylor dropped the Target vinyl exclusive, which is a first and only pressing. 3, 2, 1. We have gotten a surprise after the album drops, both for Midnights and the Tortured Poets department. When Taylor said today that she was saving her best tricks for the grand finale, I am not believing for a second she means another vinyl variant. He's talking about the grand finale of the Eras Tour. The grand finale in Vancouver, where Taylor Nation said we left the last key in the city that was filmed all 3 nights. Taylor's made one thing clear, a showgirl loves countdowns. Midnight's got a 3 a.m. edition at 3 a.m. The Tortured Poets department got the anthology at 2 a.m. So I think that grand finale is coming at 1 a.m. after The Life of a Showgirl drops. The missing footage from Vancouver, the documentary, behind the scenes, whatever the project is. We also got timetables for both Midnights and TTPD. Those timetables had 3 stars for the 3 a.m. surprise and 2 stars for the 2 a.m. surprise. If we get a timetable for The Life of a Showgirl and the star clusters are only 1 star, 1 star? And surely this grand finale surprise will be coming at 1 a.m. after the album drops. Let me know your theories in the comments. What do you think the grand finale is? 3, 2, 1. We